What up, YouTube? It's me, Rizal, back on the channel with another one, and today we're going to be doing a Steve Wilkos. It's actually a way back Wilkos, and this one is titled Teen Sex Addict. I'm sort of wondering, like, because in terms of like high school experiences and teenage experiences, it varies like how much, in terms of our sexual lives, you know, because some people were having sex like on the regular and all of that, mostly due to long-term relationships. Select few players are promiscuous, and then the rest of us were either not having sex or having sex by chance, you know, just having sex whenever we could, you know, or whenever we could get away from our parents or whatever. So I'm kind of wondering if in terms of those groups, especially the first groups that I mentioned, whether the ones who are ever having sex regularly, whether they developed a sex addiction. Because you're still a teen, right? I mean, how much free range do you have as a teen to be able to develop a sex addiction? Or is it more of a mental thing, because people do have an addiction to porn, people do have addictions to masturbating and all of that. It varies, but today, fuck it, I'm sorry, that was just my train of thought. We're going to look at this teen sex addict. That sounded wrong. And we're going to see what's going on with her. Alright, let's get to it.
Half of all HIV infections occur among adolescents. If my next guest daughter doesn't stop her dangerous behavior, she may become one of those statistics. She is 16 years old and claims to be a sex addict. Since the age of 12, she's had sex with over 200 people. Were you aware of any of this?
Not for a while. I wasn't. Maybe I didn't want to know. In the last couple of months, things have really gotten...
How do you even find 200 people to have sex with? As a teen, I'm not talking as an adult. As an adult, depending on the amount of resources you have free range to pretty much go to different places freely and engage with people freely, and you can rack up those numbers. But as a teen, how? I know some teens live like adults and shit, and some teens look like adults, so they get certain... How, bro? And she said since the age of 12, like...
out of control. I've called, counselors. We go to counselors to talk. I try to talk to Brandy, to let her know this is dangerous. You're killing yourself,
Her name is Brandy. It's over. Never name your children after alcohol. Never. It always ends badly, especially the girls. Never name your little girl after alcohol.
Did you know that she was a prostitute?
No, I didn't. This was just told to me. I knew nothing of this.
When did you find out?
About the prostitution?
Yes.
Just a couple of days ago.
Just a couple of days ago?
Yes.
What do you do as a parent to stop your daughter from doing this?
I mean, we've done everything. I've talked to her. We're open. We talk about any and everything. There's not a man in the home. I don't allow this. I do not have a man in the home. So she doesn't see this at home.
So she doesn't have a father at all?
No, there's not a father and there's no man in the house.
Right.
There hasn't been. We've tried to talk with her, but none of it matters. She says it's her body.
And how does she meet these men?
A lot on the chat line. I've had my phone taken out. That didn't work.
You took your phone out of your house?
Yes.
Have you seen her with any of these guys?
I've met a couple that were her boyfriend, per se, which were very nice. They were 17 and 18, and very nice.
So young men,
yes.
About her age?
Yes.
Is she dating any older men, or?
From my understanding, yes, she has. They've called the house. There's probably anywhere between 10 to 20 calls a night.
Why would you even allow her to leave the house when you go to sleep?
When I go to sleep,
she's
yes.
Taken off.
She's taken off. My neighbor comes to me the next day. Did you know that Brandy left at 3 o'clock in the morning? Well, no, I didn't.
Right.
I'm in the bed. When I go to bed, she's in her room asleep.
Your daughter now, she's only 16 years old, and she's already had 5 sexually transmitted diseases. Has she ever been pregnant?
No, thank God.
What are you hoping to happen today?
I want help. I want Brandy to get help before it's too late.
If you've had 5 sexually transmitted diseases and you've slept with 200 people and you still haven't gotten pregnant yet, your womb is dead. Because there's no way 200 people were all responsible enough or sterile enough to not shoot your club up, to not put a baby in you. So maybe she might have had an abortion. I'm giving her the maybe because honestly, it'll be a miracle if she's never gotten pregnant and didn't have an abortion. It's either that or like low key, maybe through the sexually transmitted disease or whatever it is, her reproductive whatever is not working as it should. And as far as the boyfriends go, in terms of the 17-year-olds, I'd argue and say that the teens are worse than the adults. The ones that you're meeting that are, they're so nice, they're so respectful. I was one of them, me and my friends. Oh shit, if those guys only knew like how we treated their daughters. I'm not saying it's a good thing, and I'm not saying we were bad. Okay, it varies. Me, I know my business. I don't know my friend's business. I don't know what the next guy was doing or whatever. But I know in terms of me, I wasn't 100% bad, but I wasn't as take your time, as respectful as I should have, and it takes a while and it takes a lot of growth to see women as more than just someone or some things that you want to have sex with fast. Oh, I gotta have sex with them, especially ones you're attracted to. Like you start realizing these are human beings. This is a living human being with different things going on with her and all. She's not just someone for you to think every time you think of her, it's sex. It took a while for me to get to that level. So yeah, I'd argue to say the teens are worse because the adults, they pretty much don't hide that much, and unless in terms of this, she's underage and stuff. But in terms of the teens, they hide in plain sight. We hid in plain sight.
All right, well, your daughter, Brandy, she's 16 years old. She's here. Why don't we bring her out?
Brandy, I love you, and I want you to get help. Okay? Please, before it's too late.
I just don't understand. Why won't people just
Because Brandy, you're
just
16,
keep it
you're a
themselves?
child. You're a child.
Oh
It's
my
dangerous. You're going to lose your life. You're going to cause bad things to happen. You can't do this. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're my child. And I don't want to lose you.
If I choose to have sex, I've been having sex since I was 12, and nothing's been got done about it since I had sex 12.
Well, you caught 5 sexually transmitted diseases, right? That's... I mean, to be 16 and have caught it 5 times, a disease 5 times at 16, right there, that should tell you that's a problem. I look at you and I think about my daughter. And the same thing I would tell my daughter, I'm telling you. At 16, you're not capable of having such a relationship, even if it was one man. How many men have you slept with?
Over 200.
Over 200 men. I mean, my God. People don't sleep with that many people in their whole life. And you're prostituting, right? Okay. Well, you know the reason why everybody has a problem with that. One, you're degrading yourself. You don't have any respect for yourself if you're doing that. And at 16, you need to stop that. We need to change your life around so you don't keep doing that. You're going to have a miserable life. You have your whole life open to you. But you keep doing that, you're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up on drugs. You're going to waste your whole life. And that's what's going to happen.
These people need to stop cheering Steve. This is a serious situation. But I find myself thinking in terms of this, in terms of like recovering her life. I think it's easier when the younger you are going through this. Not that I'm saying young people should go through this, because they should never go through this. But if a young person, or even a young female especially, is going through this thing of like a stage of promiscuity and sexual, like, sexual mishappenings and all of that, I find myself thinking it's easier for them to have to beat it like when they're still young and it's still early, like her age, like 16, and then going forward, the way the world sees them and the way even men they date after that sees them won't be that bad, as opposed to women who are maybe in their mid 20s and all, and like they're adults, and saying that they've done that but now they quit. I think the world will judge you less in terms of that happening to you as a child, or being a child prostitute, or being a promiscuous child and then coming out of that, then the world will judge you as an adult going through that and then coming out of it, because as an adult it's like you're a tarnished woman. You made this decision, I think you've seen me in my reaction videos sometimes, how I act like, this, what I'm saying. It's my natural inclination to think that way. It's my natural way that not only my environment has raised me, but life has raised me in general to think that way. I try not to judge as much, but sometimes you do have to judge. But I do feel like when you go through that early enough, it's you'll get judged less, because as a child people will be like, but she was a child. Even if it was her decision, she wasn't young enough. I mean, she wasn't old enough to make the right decision. She was a victim. She was either a victim of circumstance or a victim of people. So, yeah, bro. I think you get judged less.
If you want to tell your story on the Steve Wilkos Show, visit the link in the description to get my help. Jana, I'm glad that you came on the show today. I'm glad you're here with your daughter. Hopefully this resonates with her some way and we get your daughter to stop this behavior. But I'd like to talk to your daughter alone, so thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And we'll do everything we can to help you and get her out of the situation. Now, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Nobody's trying to beat up on you. I mean, honestly, and when I said it, I mean it. I look at every young woman and I think of my daughter. And I think what's happening to you, I want to everything that I want to prevent happening to my daughter, I want to prevent happening to you. And really, this is a situation that's really, I would think, that it would be easy to stop. That would be easy to get out of. It's not like you're in an abusive relationship or you're addicted to drugs. And I really can only speak about my own experiences. I was a policeman in Chicago, and I look at you, and I think about all those young women just like you that I saw out there. And you're a beautiful girl. I look at you and I see a young, beautiful girl. And everybody starts out that way. And they're walking on the street and they're beautiful. And then as time goes by and they're prostituting and they start getting into drugs and they need to prostitute to support that habit and just beaten up by guys that are crazy out there that are picking up young girls like you. And in 2 or 3 months' time, in that short amount of time, you're going to age about 20 years. And I'm not even telling you this to scare you. It's a fact. And the worst thing that can happen is, besides even the disease and HIV and everything else and getting beaten up and getting robbed, is someday some policeman or some passerby finds you stuffed in an alley or in the back of an abandoned lot or a car because some guy got too crazy, too nuts. You know, good moral guys aren't picking up young prostitutes off the street. Are you open to getting some help and stopping this?
Yes.
You are. I want you to be out there like that, okay? It's brave of this young woman to confront what's going on in her life and to come here today and to listen to Marvelyn and myself and to hope you get your life turned around. So why don't we start doing that right now? Let's go.
I called you, Steve, for help.
It's over. I just thank God that I hope, I'm even going to research it to see whether, like, where she is right now. Let me open a tab. But I hope she found the help that she desperately needed. And I don't put too much I don't put too much lean on this fact that people always say. But it is kind of true that if you're in a household without a father, yeah, the likelihood of you falling into this is quite high. You know? But then even when you are in a household with a father, it depends on what type of father you have and whether he's made the right decisions so far leading up to you getting to that stage and like leading up to you knowing your worth. You know what I'm saying? It's really a toss-up, but the ratio of being in a household with a father and succeeding in not being a part of that type of lifestyle and being in a household with, you know, it's more on the being in a household without a father. So fathers are important, and Jesus, man. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of like when I was in college. I moved into the city. I moved into a neighborhood on the outskirts, and there was always this corner, which everyone knew is where you could find the prostitutes, and the prostitutes used to be there day and night. I think they used to have even a night shift prostitute team, and then a day shift prostitute team, and that was their corner, and everyone knew this is where you found the prostitutes, and no one did anything about it. And there was even like drug houses and stuff, and this is like a nice neighborhood. It's not even like the neighborhood I come from. Like I predominantly grew up in. It wasn't bad, but you would expect that more in the like in betweens of the neighborhood I grew up in, going into the hood, because the old hood was in the edge of my neighborhood. Then the neighborhood I moved into in college, because the neighborhood I moved into in college, it was like a white neighborhood, you know, and all, and it was very upper middle class and posh and all of that, and you know, a lot of opportunities. And in the midst of all of that, it was just prostitutes with them, and it's even got me thinking, man. Like, hey, bro, I'm gonna go too deep with this. Just pray for these types of people. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications, and leave your comments below on your experiences and how you feel about the situation, man. Because I'm gonna go too deep with this. This is like a what? This is like a 8 minutes video that it's taken me 18 minutes to truly react to, man. It's sad. Y'all take care.
Itty bitty bra, itty bitty top tank. Eeny mini ma, easy, yeah. If you leave me now, I don't know if I can see you anymore. All I know, I want that. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, bang. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy.